Welcome back. Today, Apple is jumping into the streaming business and the news business. This move could completely change the face of the company and rattle a whole new set of competitors. Apple's streaming service is going to focus on original content, including TV shows and movies, while its news service will combine stories from newspapers, websites, and magazines into a new tab in the Apple News app. NBC technology correspondent Jake Ward is at the event in Cupertino, California. He joins me now. Jake, I'm going to lean on you to explain what this means, given that a lot of people get their news from their Apple phone or from Apple News. What do we know about these services that Apple is launching?
Well, Ali, we're right in the middle of the announcements right now, and so far it's been a pretty astounding set of announcements. So for $10 a month, you'll be able to subscribe to 300 or more magazines on something called Apple News Plus. The free version, which you already have on an iPhone if you own an iPhone, is going to be revamped in all sorts of ways. They've also announced a gaming service, Apple Arcade. That's a new thing. We haven't yet heard about the entertainment stuff, but here's something I want to throw at you that I think you in particular will find fascinating, which is that they announced an Apple credit card just a few moments ago, and that credit card will not only have no signature, no expiration date, it'll also have no fees. There's no late fees and no annual fees. And so just as we've seen Apple come in and sort of throw its $245 billion in cash around to disrupt things like entertainment, suddenly they seem to be throwing away everything, the data brokerage business, the credit card business, as a sort of marketing and loyalty ploy. And so I don't know, for you know how much credit cards get out of us. The fact that they're going to basically be giving credit away for free is kind of a crazy thing, I think.
So on one hand, this is all interesting and innovative. On the other hand, Apple is becoming the everything company. It's actually something that Elizabeth Warren has expressed some concern about, that should companies be the utility or the platform and the provider of the service, or and a competitor in that space. And there's some people who sort of think, this starts to get in, as much as many of us like and use a lot of Apple products, it starts to get into this world in which my life is sort of controlled by Amazon, Apple, Google, and Facebook.
I really have that feeling too here, Ali. It's amazing to sit here and imagine that not only are they going to be the gatekeeper through the hardware that so many of us own, but all of the services, the news is going to come at you that way. They're going to control, your access to purchase, to making purchases, all the way through to the things you watch when you come home at night. That's right. They said over and over again throughout the presentation today that they won't be tracking you. They won't be tracking the news that you read. They won't be tracking what it is you buy. That stuff will somehow be stored on the phone securely in a way that's invisible to the company. And undoubtedly that's because they're trying to put, comfort those of us who worry, wow, am I really going to buy everything in my life down to my entertainment experiences from Apple? That's right.
But there's an interesting point here. As far as history goes, when you use Google Maps as opposed to Apple Maps, Google keeps that information. When you use Uber doesn't purge that information when you get out of the car. Apple has the best reputation of those companies of not abusing your information.
That's right, and I think it's really the luxury of a company that has one of the largest amounts of money that any company has ever amassed in the world. I mean, you got to think about it, right? Apple has $245 billion in cash at least. That's, enough to buy the nation of Vietnam if they wanted to. You know what I mean? So they have the luxury, I think, of leaving some money on the table that companies like Google and the rest of them have worked so hard to amass. So there's really something amazing here to watch them essentially giving away whole industries just to make sure that you remain a loyal Apple consumer.
Hey, MSNBC fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down there and click on any of the videos here to watch the latest interviews and highlights. You can get more MSNBC for free every day with our newsletters. Just visit msnbc.com/newsletters to sign up now.